What is going on, Universe? Welcome back to ICW Fight Club episode 50. We're going to be hearing from a returning Damian Priest. Ladies and gentlemen, all rise for a returning Damian Priest. This man, Damian Priest, last being seen at the Elimination Chamber PLE where he lost his ICW championship. You know, he hasn't been seen in months. We're going to be hearing what this man has to say. Now, this man has been quite silent on Twitter. Nobody has heard anything of his whereabouts. But now, he's here. He's Damian Priest. Back here on the Fight Club brand. What do you have to say?
Hello, ICW Universe. You know, it's been a long time, ever since I left, I've been getting spammed messages on Twitter, Instagram, you name it. Everyone's been asking me, where did I go? What happened? Well, let me tell you the truth, alright? I'm gonna lay it out simple for everybody, and I'm gonna let everybody know here tonight why I'm back. You see, before my match at Elimination Chamber, I was just a rookie on Fight Club. I was a nobody, but I had some talks with Josh. Josh told me that he could make me an even better superstar. He told me he could make me a main event superstar, one of the greatest superstars to ever touch Fight Club. And I asked him, I said, how? How can I do that? I will do what you ask. He told me to make a Judgment Day, and I did. I remade it. I brought Finn Balor back, Jey Uso, Dominic Mysterio, even Rhea and Liv. I had everything set up. And then he told me he needed me to do one thing for him. I said, what do you need me to do? He said, go win King of the Ring. Destroy Fight Club. Destroy Battlegrounds. Become El Campeón, King of the Ring. And that's exactly what I did. So what did Josh tell me to do then? He said, I want you to do me a favor, but also do yourself a favor. He said, go to Battlegrounds and prove to everybody what Josh has been saying since the beginning of ICW. He's never wrong. Fight Club was always the superior brand. And he said, look, I'm gonna send you an inexperienced Damian Priest to Battlegrounds. He said, I want you to take the World Heavyweight Championship and dominate that entire brand. And that's exactly what I did. The top star in the industry. Everybody was so happy the Bloodline was back on top. And I defeated the best, the very best that the Battlegrounds brand had. I dominated the whole roster. I beat every single one of them. And, he didn't like that. The GM of Battlegrounds, he didn't like that at all. So what did he do? He screws me over in my title match. Instead of me coming out last like every champion was supposed to, I came out 5th. I'm supposed to be the last man to come out in that match. But what did he do? He screws over his champion. Just like, I can't sit there and pretend that I didn't see this coming because, as we all know, Battlegrounds is a shitty brand. It's terrible. And that's what Josh had me do. He said, show Battlegrounds that Fight Club was always superior. An inexperienced Damian Priest. A man, I hadn't even tapped into my full potential at this point. And I dominated the entire brand. There wasn't a single person. Hell, there still isn't a single person on Battlegrounds that can go one-on-one and go toe-to-toe with me. Hell, there isn't a single person on Battlegrounds that could pin me one-on-one. You know, you may say, oh, well, Logan Paul, he's the new champ. I don't give a damn about Logan Paul. Because I've been doing some talking, you know, and Josh asked me for one more favor. He said, come back to Fight Club. And he said, in exchange for my rematch, for that championship that Logan has, he would set me up to become the next world heavyweight champion. And that's exactly what I plan to do. See, now that I'm back, you know, I talked to Josh, obviously. Josh is the reason I'm here, you know? I cannot wait. Because once I step up for Survivor Series, I plan on doing Josh's final favor, and that is making sure that Fight Club remains on top. He wanted me personally to go to the Survivor Series team and make sure to dominate whoever Battlegrounds GM could even pick. Because let's be honest, I was the best superstar on Battlegrounds since day one. The moment I stepped on that brand, I was already the greatest superstar to ever touch Battlegrounds. The entire goal was not for me to become the greatest ICW champion of all time. That wasn't in the books for me. The whole point of me going to Battlegrounds was to show Xavier that I alone can destroy Battlegrounds by myself. And you gotta think, on Fight Club, I wasn't even one of the greatest stars on Fight Club. Not yet, anyway. But now I will be. And before I take the World Championship off of whatever scrub is holding my belt, I just want Xavier to know, you did this. You screwed yourself. Because now I'm coming back for punishment. I'm coming back to finish what me and Josh started by winning Survivor Series and becoming the World Heavyweight Champion. And then everyone sees. Oh, yeah!
Wow. We heard it there from Damian Priest, with this man being the last man added to the Survivor Series team. Swerve Strickland, Jey Uso, the number one contender to the World Heavyweight Championship, Will Ospreay. Now Damian Priest looks to represent Fight Club against Battlegrounds, Okada, Jinder Mahal, Jimmy Uso.
Oh!